Hi everyone, I'm Moza. I made this video as 600k special. I want to personally thank all of you for all your support all this time. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for trusting me and my content. Thank you for using my subliminals, sharing your results, joining membership, and leaving positive comments or likes on my videos. I couldn't make it this far without you guys, so once again, thank you so much. For new subscribers, the very first thing you need to know about my subs are they're 100% safe. I always created all my subs with positive energy and wholeheartedly. I love to help others with my subliminals. And in this video, I would also introduce myself once again in case you don't know me yet, because the very first step to trusting others is by knowing them, right? I will also give a little life update and my subliminal results because I think it's been 4 years since the last time I appeared personally in a video. Okay, I'm Moza. I'm Chinese-Indonesian. I currently live in Indonesia. When I started this channel, I was a medical student, but right now I'm already a doctor or general practitioner to be precise. What makes my subliminal different is because I always try to innovate with new formula. I also incorporate medical or scientific details in my subliminals because that's the field that I'm pretty good at. Now, let me tell you about one manifestation result that literally changed my life forever. Back in 2022, I was working on my undergraduate thesis. I would go to a coffee shop and basically sit there all day long working on it, and I did this for a few months. At that time, I was obviously stressed, but besides that, I also felt like I wasn't really happy, and I felt like I was lacking love in my life. So I kept praying and manifesting to find the happiness I was looking for, but without being too obsessed over it. And then here comes the manifestation result that changed my life forever. I still remember the exact date, May 31st, 2022. And the interesting part is I uploaded my attraction subliminal that exact same day. This one. And on the same day, a man who is now my husband approached me completely out of the blue. He came up to me and said, "Can I join you?" And then we end up talking for about an hour, and he followed me on Instagram. Here is the picture. It turned out that he was actually the store manager there, but he had just gotten promoted to be a district manager in another town on another island, and he was going to move there the following week. At that time, he was still in the process of handing over his position to the next person who would replace him. After that, we started chatting on Instagram and then moved to WhatsApp. We went on 3 days before he moved to the new town. And after that, we started our long-distance relationship. Later, he admitted something that I found really interesting. Apparently, he had already noticed me for about a month before he finally approached me. Since he was a store manager there, of course he knew a lot of regular customers, but he told me that there was something different about me. He said I had a different kind of beauty and a very dominant aura that caught his attention. And somehow our relationship moved pretty fast because we just clicked. He's 6 years older than me, but we can talk about so many things without ever getting bored. We agree on almost everything, and honestly, he's just so perfect for me. He always put my happiness above anything else. He literally speaks all 5 love languages. He's caring, compassionate, charming, fun, and basically everything I could ask for in a man. My mother always taught me to be a strong, independent woman. But with him, I finally realized that I could depend on someone too. Long story short, we were in a long-distance relationship for about 2 years. It was also during the same period when I started my hospital rotation as a junior doctor in 2022 until 2024, 2 years. Once every few months, he would visit me and I would visit him whenever I had a short break between my rotation. And then in 2024, he finally moved back to my city, so we were no longer doing long distance anymore, and we also got engaged in that year. Here are some pictures from our engagement party. At the end of that year, I passed my medical professional competency examination, thank God. And then at the beginning of 2025, I took my Hippocratic Oath and officially becomes a medical doctor. After that, I spent the next few months preparing for our wedding. It was definitely hectic, but somehow we managed everything really well, and we genuinely enjoyed the process. We planned and prepared our dream wedding without any major problems. Everything just went smoothly, and finally, in June 2025, we got married. Around the same time, I also started my medical internship. It is basically a national program in Indonesia for newly graduated doctors. We can be assigned to different areas across Indonesia to work for about a year. Almost like a period of medical community service. So my husband and I moved together to the new town where I was assigned. Fortunately, I got placed somewhere that was only 2 hours away from my hometown, so it actually worked very well for us. And I finished my internship a few months ago in May 2026. And now, here is the big reveal. Right now, we are expecting a baby girl! My due date is in October, so please send your prayers and good wishes for me and my baby. Thank you so much! And when I look back at everything that has happened over these past few years, my life has honestly become so beautiful. I couldn't possibly mention every single thing one by one, but I genuinely feel like I've received everything I needed. And the crazy thing is, I even received things I never thought about or specifically asked for. But somehow they became part of my life, and now I'm so grateful to have them. I didn't have one particular thing that I was constantly trying to manifest, so I was never obsessed with getting one specific result. I just kept creating lots of subliminals, writing positive affirmations, working on my mindset, and living my life. And somehow, one day I look around and I realize I'm literally living the life I used to dream about. So if there is one thing that I want you to take from my story, it is this. You don't have to spend every second worrying about when or how your dream life is going to happen. One of the most important keys to manifestation is being in a state of abundance. It's basically a mindset and a deep inner feeling that you already have what you desire. So you feel safe, secure, fulfilled, and grateful for it. It's pretty much the opposite of constantly worrying or obsessing over result or thinking, why I don't get my desires yet? So do not desperately chasing your desire. Instead, live your life with the inner feeling of, I already have enough, I'm grateful, and I'm always open to receiving more good things. Sometimes the things you want will come in ways you never expected. Maybe one day, you will look back at your life today and realize just how many things work out for you. And I genuinely hope that you will have that moment where you look around and think, wow, I'm actually living the life I once dreamed about. And one more thing before I end this video, I've been having ideas for a new formula. And believe me when I say this, that this one is truly new. Like something I've never done before, because this formula is actually inspired by the new stage of life that I'm about to enter. So it's literally new. I don't want to spoil too much here because I will tell you more about it in a community post very soon, so wait for it. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here. Bye everyone.